Hello there, I'm here in Pribyslavitz, more specifically the church steeple in Pribyslavitz, where I killed Runt. Now, after that battle, you end up going to Rate, whether you're then sent by Sir Radzig and Hanash of Lipa to Mehoyed to interrogate a prisoner there. Now, instead of doing that straight away, I decided to come back here to have a look around and to show you guys what's here in preparation for the new DLC that's hopefully coming out next week, called From the Ashes, which centers around Pribyslavitz. Now, Pribyslavitz was a settlement previously under the lordship of Sir Divish. Now, at one point there was the village was abandoned and has become derelict, and the buildings are uninhabitable. Now, I got into here by a sneaky way. I had to figure out a way over the wall. But getting out's easy. I just need to climb up with one of these ladders. So as you can see, the gate is shut. I don't understand why Warhorse have done that. Must be a reason for it. But previous patches, Runt's body was still up in the church, and you could loot his armor. His sword was nowhere in sight, but you could loot his armor. Okay. But he's not there now, and none of the bodies from the battle are here. Everything else is here: the tents, the arrows that you're supposed to set alight, pots of food, weapons, shields. Now there are some chests, so yeah, unfortunately there's no bodies here to loot, because there would have been a lot of them, but there are chests here. Now I'll just show you inside this one. They tend to be full of armor and food, weapons, which if you're able to loot all of them, you'd make quite a bit of money. So this one, there's not much in here. There's some wine, there's some meat and carrot and some mushrooms. But over here, as you can see, there's a shield here, but that's only worth about 30 groschen. But if I head back down here to where the Kingdom camp is, see, there's some blood here. There's quite a bit of blood about. There's no people. I did experience coming into here. I came through at night, and once I entered the woods, I was attacked by bandits on no less than 3 occasions before I got here. So it is a dangerous area. The bandits weren't that well armed. They were pretty loosely armed, just clothing, basic weapons, that kind of thing. If I come down to this tent here, provided nothing's changed since I've reloaded. Oh, that's a first. I've done that on an easy one for a while. You see in here, there's quite a bit of stuff. Better long distance arrows, so I'll have those. A bludgeon, there's not much use. Burger sword, there's 6 of them, and they're worth 315 each. So I'm having them. Quite a bit of cash. Shields, axes, some armor. Cumin Shishak, 324. Cumin braces, 227. You know, there's quite a bit of money to be had here. So it is worth coming here as soon as you can. I don't know whether this stuff will still be here at the beginning of the DLC or not. Now, speaking of the DLC, I did see some footage at E3 of the beginning of the DLC. Now, how it's activated is you have to have got to this stage. You had to have completed the battle here and killed Runt. And after that, you, for whatever reason, you go to see Sir Divish in Talmberg, and he tells you about the fact that he sent one of his men here to assess its possibility of being re-established as a working settlement. But unfortunately, he's not heard from him for a while. So he asks you to come up here to see if you can find them. And of course, what do you find? A few bandits. I think there's about 4 of them holding Divish's man captive. So you end up killing them and freeing Divish's man, who then informs you that he's not had the opportunity to make an assessment of the settlement yet. As you can see, it's pretty derelict. None of the buildings are accessible, apart from there's one up here, which you possibly sneak into on your spying mission before the battle. Oh, there's a bottle of poison here. That's handy. I'll have that. Yeah, there's another chest here, and that has got Cuman armor in. So then Sir Divish arrives, and he promotes you to the bailiff of Pribyslavitz and sets you to work on rebuilding the settlement for people to live in, and those people specifically are the survivors of Skalitz. Now you have a budget for the settlement, which you have to make that money. So it's an ideal at that point is that you have quite a bit of cash surplus in your inventory to start working, and to spend that money on buildings such as woodcutters' huts, possibly millers, bakeries, shops, things that make money. You need to make money out of this place, or it's going to fail. So ideally, to begin with, you build buildings that are going to make money and provide the materials that you need to actually build houses and shops and anything else here. As you can see, there is quite a few buildings around. This is the edge of the village. That path leads back down to Townburg. There's some more buildings up here. I'll just hustle up a little bit. So yeah, it's all completely ruined. So yeah, you have to make money here to build it, or you're going to fail. So basically you decide, you all have, the town has building slots, and each slot is for a specific type of building, and you decide which one what order you build them in, basically. And I've done this quite a bit. I'm not used to something like this. It's in the Total War games, which I played on the PC. You generally, to be able to succeed, you need to be able to make money. If you don't make money, you can't, you can't build your empire. And it's the same here on a much smaller scale. You need the money to build. So yeah, this is the bandit camp. There's not much here, and from what I saw of the footage at E3, all these tents are still here. I think it's one of these that Divish's man is held in. Again, there's palisade wall, there's buildings, so it gives you an idea of where everything's going to be. The church here, theoretically inaccessible, but I've managed to get in. And then down here, again, there's just more buildings. So it is going to be quite an interesting DLC. And of course it comes with all these challenges. You have to recruit people. People that you've known. Kunish, the woodcutter, Fritz and Matthew from Skalitz. Possibly even Teresa or Yannicka from that lives in Sasau now. You probably need to recruit a priest. Now, you did recruit a priest if you played the quest line. I can't remember the name of it, but when you go down to Rovna, which I'll show you on the map, Rovna is down here. And there's a church there. That's where you walk through at the beginning of the game. There's a lot of bodies. You can't access the church. But in one of these huts here, there is a man living it. And he sends you off to find a priest that used to be the priest there. And you recruit him to help attract people back to that area. So potentially that'll have some kind of involvement. As you can see, there's quite a few buildings here. It looks pretty well set up for development. And I guess what you do is you... Ooh, I've got my sword out. Oh, a bit jumpy. Yeah, you decide what you're going to build. You let your site manager know, which is Divish's man. Look at all this blood. It's amazing. It's all glittery. And then he probably tells you, oh, come back in, like, I don't know, a few days, 2 days, 10 days, whatever. When you come back, instead of there being, say, a ruined building here, it's a brand new working house or mill or whatever. And you progress that way. And gradually your settlement will make money. And there'll be other things. There'll be local disputes to deal with. There's probably be bandits coming in and attacking, that kind of thing. So I expect there'll be a lot to do. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm kind of hoping that this game will be available at some point next week. I expect in the region of about £10 to £15 to buy it. Now today I'm really lucky. I've managed to upgrade my broadband to fibre, which is doubled my download speed and increased my upload speed significantly. So I'm really pleased with that. So once the DLC is available, I'll be able to download the game pretty quickly and give it a spin. Let's have a look in this chest. Let's see what we've got. Where is it? There it is. Oh, more poison. There is quite a few bits of stuff here, so I do really recommend you that as soon as you've got access to this settlement without any bandits to get in your way, just come here and loot it as much as you can. There's plenty of stuff. What was that? Pick up. What's that? Cumin metal shield. I don't even know how much that's worth. Hunting arrow. Yeah, so there's stuff laid about everywhere. Unfortunately no bodies, because there would have been quite a bit of armour here. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Get down here. It's a nice place. It's nice and quiet as well. So, I hope you have a good weekend. I'm certainly going to be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance for a few more days, doing different quests, and looking forward to the DLC. Oh, and at the same time, there's the hardcore mode, which is going to be free, and that basically removes your compass markers, so it will no longer have the lettering on there. No more north, south, east, or west on there. It will just be plain lines, and you've got to figure out where you are. There'll be no health bar at the bottom, and on your map it'll be pretty limited, and to navigate you'll have to use the sun. You'll have to know what time it is. So let's see, it's nearly midday, the sun's over there. I'm pretty sure I'm looking south. Yeah, I am looking south. Of course I've got the compass up there, so yeah, that's south. Lots of other things as well. Negative perks. So, thank you for listening. I hope this has been interesting for you. I'm Henry Skalitz. You can follow me on Twitter at HSkalitz. And yeah, have a good weekend. Thank you.